This video is for volunteer tracker administrators who want to enable translation services for their volunteering community. To set this up, all you need to do is email your AppGarden support contact and let them know that you'd like us to enable this for you, and also indicate which languages you'd like us to enable for you. So there are some options there. So this video is not about how you enable it. All you need to do is let us know and we'll enable it for you. It's more about how it works so that you can assess whether or not it really is right for your community and what options you have in terms of setup options. So what I have here is I'm logged in as a volunteer, Jose Frost, a 5-star volunteer. And I've got different tabs here and different setups. So in this first tab here, only Spanish is enabled as one of the optional languages. In this one here, another version of Volunteer Tracker, Spanish and French are enabled. And in this one here, we've got this Google Translate selector, and that's what we use for translation services, Google Translate, where you can select, any of a number of languages. How does it work from a volunteer perspective? Whenever a volunteer logs in, it's automatically going to default to English until they choose Spanish. So I'm going to choose Espanol. And now every page, every menu will be translated to Spanish. So if I go to this page, I can see a listing of all the opportunities and I can see them translated. Now, some things are excluded from translation. Things like the names of your schools, those are excluded from translation. Things like activities, we can see that these activities are excluded by translated. The level or class name is excluded from translation. So some things are automatically excluded from translation. We can see the name of the district is excluded from translation, your place bar header. So that's excluded from translation as well. Another thing that's excluded from translation here on the log time summary page, we can see names of people, and again, we can see school names. Those are excluded from translation. And okay, so that's how it works from an individual volunteer perspective. A couple of comments in terms of setup options. In this example here, we can see, two options, Spanish and French. Now, if you wanted 5 or 6 of these options and only 5 or 6, you're starting to get to the limit, and I'll show you why. Let me switch to mobile mode. Okay, so now I'm emulating an iPhone 8. And here you can see that you've got limited space in terms of how many language options you want to show up here. So once you get into 3, if you get beyond 3, we would recommend that you go instead with this approach. In this approach here, all of the Google Translate languages are available. So, if a user if their first language choice would be Italian, they can just choose that. And again, everything will be translated to Italian for that user session. So that's basically how it works. Very easy to set up. Just give us a call, send an email to your support person at the AppGarden and indicate, which languages you'd like set up for translation, like in this case here. Maybe you want English and French, or this really is our most popular choice. Most of our customers, just want, that one language, and in this example, that language is Spanish. That is certainly how a lot of our customers are setting it up. Easy to set up. Just let us know that you want it, and we can facilitate that within a couple of business days.